Hi, my name is Athena and I'm from GIG GOER, and today I'm here with Kasia and Courtney from Chapel.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And you guys have an EP coming up, which is very exciting. So you mentioned that room service was written over quarantine. So how do you think that period affected your creative process, if at all?
I think there's a lot more freedom because there was no pressure on having this EP even exist. So for us, it was there was nothing else to really do as well. So we just created whatever we wanted, and now this is coming out. So it's crazy.
We were able to experiment a lot more.
Yeah.
With different sounds and getting to know each other more and all, like that whole thing.
It was cool.
What would you say was the biggest part of experimentation for you then?
I mean, for us, it was just like, because there was no time limit, it was just trying like genre bidding some stuff that we usually wouldn't do. As far as like, and drum wise, we did like a lot more like electronic stuff than we usually do prior. Usually it's always just chording behind a kit, but this time we really experimented with like expressing it in electronic ways, which I thought was cool.
That sounds really cool though, and it sounds really cool on the EP as well. Would you say that was the most kind of unexpected part of the process, or were there other bits that were also a bit of a surprise?
I think so. I mean, besides just like what we came up with, the whole it coming out in general was a surprise to us, just because we already had a bunch of other songs done and we didn't think this was going to exist, and now it is. And it's something we're both proud of too, because before this all came out, we had an album ready to go, and it kind of got put on hold until live shows came back, and it just feels like we didn't finish something, but we did, and it's this frustrating feeling. So it's nice that we finished another group of songs and they are out, and it feels like we've completed something, which is nice.
Another cohesive piece.
Yeah.
Feels good.
But hopefully the album will be the next part of the process after this.
We hope so.
We hope so. This world is crazy right now, but we think so. I mean, it's been done forever, so why not, you know?
Fair enough. And did quarantine make you kind of reevaluate your values as a musician?
Oh, 100%. I think,
Those are good questions.
Yeah, no, I think it did. It kind of showed what actually mattered too. Like which goes back to why we wrote stuff, because I mean we didn't have to write anything, and I think you realize like at the end of the day our band is like songs come first. There's nothing else, like there's no vanity about it. It's just about creating stuff that hopefully other people can relate to, and that just struck with us harder during that time.
For you guys, was there any point that felt like a bit more of a personal breakthrough now that you kind of had more time to sit on your tracks and get to grips with everything?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think especially like lyrically too, like we've just gotten better as like songwriters, and even just like closer as friends, that we were able to like really touch on some vulnerable subjects and get some topics out that we've been wanting to for a while, but now we were able to get them out in a way that I think felt right to both of us, which was like freeing, I guess.
Yeah.
And would you say this lyrical progression is kind of the biggest change and the biggest musical progression that you've made then since your last EP?
My personal take on it is I believe that our songwriting overall has progressed as far as like structure and knowing what matters. Lyrically, I feel like it's always been kind of blunt and pretty vulnerable, but it wasn't like clear that's what we were doing. It just ended up being that way. So I guess for these songs, it's like we knew going in, like we are being vulnerable and we are being like blunt with our stuff. Before it was just subconsciously, it just happened. So now there's intent with our songwriting, where before it was just kind of like whatever felt right happened and there it is. So yeah, it's more thought out.
Before the gut feeling was just too strong that you just did it anyways.
Yeah, well, thanks. But it was, but now it's like controlled of like, okay, why are you saying that? And like, does it mean anything? You know what I mean? So there's a lot more care now. So.
Yeah. And with the cover for the EP, it looks like it was such a fun shoot. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Oh, it was great. We shot it with our friend Nolan Knight. He's a great photographer out in Nashville. We did a few months back, but the concept kind of came out of just where we were at.
Being stuck in your room.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're just like, look, we just want to be eating food on a bed. That's what we do.
Carter forgot his pants for the shoot.
Yeah, I know. I have to hide underneath the sheet just because I forgot my pants. But it was a good time. It was really fun concept, and we're glad how it came out.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. So it's really cool to hear that there's also such a fun story behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And with your most recent music video, I think you guys mentioned that was shot at your work. So what was that like?
Yeah.
That was funny. Me and Courtney have been working at a warehouse that like facilitates medical supplies. Crazy. But that's kind of the job we picked up in the COVID season. But yeah, it was easy. We just went one night when it was a Sunday, and our friend Big Mike came with us. He does a lot of stuff with us.
He's a lot of like emotional support type guy.
So yeah, it was. Our label was like, look, we want 4 videos for each song. We're like, great. And they're like, but you have to figure it out. And we're like,
really great.
Cool. The people that are like, in all these videos, we shoot them like 5 days before they're supposed to come out, which like we're very bad at that. But there's so much fun. Like the WoW one was fun because it was like, we've worked there, so it's comfortable. The one, we shot one for First Love, and it was like 3 days before it came out. And it was like at a adult video shoot, which we had no idea until after Courtney booked it. And we're like, oh my God. And then we shot a video for, I know. We shot a video for Pillow Talk. And that one, me and Courtney actually had COVID. And it was like the hardest thing ever. But all of these were like, whatever they may be, it was such a good time. And it was so much fun doing it ourselves.
Yeah. I felt like it kind of went along with the whole room service idea.
Yeah.
Of like, you're just kind of trapped with like your friend, and you're just like doing whatever feels right at the time, just putting out, whatever.
Yeah, and doing what you can kind of in this situation. But I can't believe you guys had COVID whilst you shot.
Oh yeah, and we were like winded.
We didn't have any other choice.
This was like the tail end of it, so like all our symptoms were coming to the forefront. And oh my God, it was a bummer, but it was so much fun.
Took a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of resting.
Yeah.
I can imagine. But I think that's about as 2020/2021 as you can get, shooting a music video whilst with COVID.
Exactly.
Damn, that's some proper dedication. We love it.
Thank you.
I mean, the videos sound like a lot of fun. And were there any other bits that you would say were kind of your favorite parts of the whole EP process?
Oh, I mean, I know this shouldn't be my favorite part, but it is. It was the pressure of getting it done. I know I said there was no pressure, but the last like week of like, okay, it's greenlit, you have to turn it in to get mixed. It was like, there was 7 days of wrapping it all up, and it was just so much fun and such a rush to get it done.
Yeah.
Because before, like, and also, I mean, we write all our stuff, but usually like the last EP and album, we went to someone to like record it and flesh it all out. But this time it was all just done here. So that was a cool challenge. So the challenging part of it was exciting.
Yeah. And the fact that we had like 4 different songs, and then we just like had this idea, which ended up being Pillow Talk. And we did that literally probably within the last like 3 days before it was due. So like Carter, I don't think he got it from his computer once in like 3 days.
I have so much back pain. It's insane.
Wow.
It was great. It was fun. The fun part was the challenge for sure.
Yeah. Diamonds are made under pressure, and I mean, it's definitely a diamond with the EP, so
thank you.
It paid off. Well, I mean, one of the themes that features on it a little bit seems to be love. So what would you say has been kind of your most memorable experience with or in love?
Oh no.
Oh.
This is the question. I know. It does suck that like literally most of our songs do revolve around that, or that just happens. I'm not dating anyone, so I don't know where it's coming from. She is. But I don't know. I feel like the most memorable ones are the earlier ones and the best ones, right? So I mean
that hit you the most.
Yeah. I mean that's where First Love came about. It was just like during this time I was just thinking of everything that kind of mattered and what doesn't anymore. And even though and that's why we wrote about that one, just because even though that time's passed, no matter what happens, even if you aren't back together or whatever, is still a special person, you know. So and it was an intense time even at 13 or whatever. So
Yeah.
Do you love anything? So there's no memorable love story for you?
I mean, memorable love story.
Yeah.
You know.
Nope.
Yeah, first love, you know, high school.
She's a fucking robot.
He was really cute.
Oh.
Some times have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, love is a powerful emotion, although it seems to be a little bit more difficult right now. But hey ho. And I mean, we spoke about first love. So would you say those are kind of your most impactful moments and when you've learned kind of all of your lessons about love, I guess?
I think so. Or I mean, not then, but in hindsight, of course, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that one is, and then I guess we have another song, Miss the Days is the final song that comes out. And that one's really just allowing yourself to be vulnerable to admit that you still miss someone even though you shouldn't. But you're right. I mean, love is powerful. And even I'm not in it right now, but it's something that I guess subconsciously I crave. And so it just comes out in our music a lot. So, yeah.
I guess with that power of hindsight, what would you say is the most memorable or the most important lesson you've learned from love so far?
Communication. 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of times where for me, it always didn't work out because I just didn't say what was up, or I let things go and I didn't say how I felt. And I think that's the one thing I learned to keep it lasting longer is like that. And also it's more than just like this lovey-dovey, mushy-gushy stuff. It's like it's
like the real shit, you know?
Yeah.
The real life part of it.
Yeah.
But no, like with the whole communication, like I believe you can pretty much fix anything in a relationship or with a partner or even like a friendship. Like if you talk about it and put it out in the open, you're able to like work through it. And if not, I mean, it just stays in your head and then the other person's in their head about it. It becomes a mess. But like, communication definitely is number one.
Yep.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a romantic way, but for you guys, what would you say are the things you love the most at the moment?
Things I love right now?
Like in
life?
I love that.
Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I can't
Star
ever
Wars.
Get over it. It makes me feel young. It makes me feel hopeful on life. I will always love Star Wars. I love this show called Servant. It's on Apple TV. I love shows. Dude.
I love trees.
Oh, she's weird.
I love trees. I love being outside. Right. I love, laying in a hammock with a book.
Yeah.
I love trying to better myself.
Yeah. I love movies. I love music. I love making it. Where are we at? Yeah.
I love drink.
Here we are. You're on a piano right now. You don't even know it, dude. This is you. Love life.
Yeah.
Love that. We just like went all out. Also, I love how we had Kasia, who's just like, I love shows, consumer culture, music, and then Courtney's just like, trees, little things. Like.
She is. She loves outside, which I'm like, just go.
He's like, you go out, stay.
Go out there. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. It's a nice blend of extroverted and introverted, I think.
It works.
100% it is.
It works.
Go get a bit of both. And I mean, another theme that kind of seems to crop up a little bit on the EP is overthinking. And how would you guys kind of learn to cope with it? Because it is a very easy thing to do.
I think I just learned how to cope with it the other day. I was watching a TikTok, and it was a Buddhist dude who was talking about overthinking, how like humans are like that's like in our DNA, right? And it was something where you have to acknowledge it and then take a breath and like know that it's happening and let it pass. Mm-hmm. I've been practicing that for a few days and it's working. But yeah, that's happened to a lot of people during lockdown because I think you have nothing else to think about but your past or what you should be doing now. Mm-hmm. And now that hopefully the world's opening up a little bit more, that goes away for some people, but it was pretty intense for both of us for sure during that time. But yeah, we're just trying to deal with it. It gets worse the older you get, I've heard. But if you acknowledge it, I think you can overcome it.
I think it depends. Yeah, I think knowing what it is and like knowing the signs, like immediately, like you're overthinking or you're anxious and you're like, that's anxiety. Like if you can pinpoint it, I think you're able to kind of take control of that and be able to like shut her down, you know, like, no, it's not happening right now. I think that's been a big thing because I've always been like so anxious as a kid. I think just like growing up and learning how to, or like what it is, then you're able to, have control over it more, I think.
Yeah.
Having that recognition can definitely help. And I mean, with a little bit of breathing, that was one of the things you guys kind of mentioned, helped you kind of ground yourself a little bit more. Are there any other things that helps you cope when you're kind of in that overthinking phase?
Running. If I run for like even like 10, 15 minutes, I feel so much better.
That's what I've heard.
One of my things.
I've heard that too.
I'm guessing that's not your go-to coping mechanism.
My go-to so far,
Star Wars.
Mine's breathing, and we're on that one so far. But I mean, to be fair, now I know like physical activity and stuff like that does get the mind going, and so and it's good for you. It's the way to do it.
I feel like for you, like you've just been around like your family and stuff.
Yeah.
Kicking it.
And I know that, as you guys mentioned, like over lockdown, there's been a lot of time for people to reflect on what they've done and just themselves in general. Would you say those are the things you tend to overthink the most, or are there kind of other aspects that you guys also find quite easy to overthink?
I think those are the things, you know what I mean? I mean, it's the least thing you have to try to find, you know? But yeah, been through it. It's been almost a year of doing that, and I think we're figuring out ways to get through it.
Yeah.
Does it creep into your music at all, or in the whole process of making music?
Oh, anxiety in general, or just overthinking? Oh, all the time. But I think, that was a cool challenge with this EP as well, is even though we explore those themes, it was kind of like, especially the last two songs, Wow and Pillow Talk were like the last two we like did. It was kind of just like not overthinking and just going go, because like
when it's done, it's done.
If you like it, fine, you know what I mean, and it's done. So with music, overthinking slowly getting out of our whatever, just because it helps us be faster. Because you'd be hung up on a song, but then it's like if you didn't finish that song, you could have been already writing two more that you probably liked even more. Just finish it and move on. So that's where we've been at.
Yeah, it's always trying to find a point to draw the line, because it feels like you can't just keep going at it. And then
it's important to stop for sure.
Yeah. And with some of the themes on EP, like with love, overthinking, that's quite personal. And would you say in general, when you're making music and writing music, do you do that more for yourself or kind of for others?
I mean, anytime we try to do something like we should write this kind of song, it never works. So it's like it always does come in place from us, but it's something
just
that
falls out.
Yeah, but I know but it's not something like we're not intending to be like, let's use a universal song for anxiety. But I think it works because it comes from us, that other people are also going through that. So it's like there's no manufactured of that emotion. It's directly coming from us first, and hoping that other people relate to it. And it turns out some people do. So that's it.
I guess it's kind of a way for you to get out your own feelings and your own emotions.
Oh, 100%. This is like the only way. Like I couldn't do any other, like I could paint my hand. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is it. Like this is like my favorite way of expressing how I feel about stuff. Same with her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what do you want fans to take away or relate to particularly in the EP, if anything?
Ooh. Yeah, Court, what?
I think I guess, and one of my favorite things about music is hearing songs that sound super like fun and happy and giddy and like pumped up, but then when you like dig deep into the lyrics and like really listen to those, it kind of like you're like, oh shit, it's not like what I was feeling originally with hearing the song. So I think that's a really cool thing, I guess, for people to take away. It's like you're dealing with all these emotions, but find some way to like, I don't know, have fun or like.
Yeah. I hope that they take away that they can relate to it. That's it. Because it was stuff that I was thinking during that time, and I'm sure other people were thinking about the same similar stuff. So I just hope someone feels heard. That's it.
Just providing a bit of a platform for everyone, I guess.
Trying.
Yeah. And I've got just a couple of light-hearted questions to finish. So I mean, with the name of your EP being room service, of course I had to ask a question about it.
Oh my
So
God,
if you could order room service right now, what would you order?
Oh, chicken tenders.
Holy
honey
shit!
mustard.
I was gonna say chicken tenders with ranch.
Oh, honey mustard. Because I don't know why dude, room service chicken tenders are so good. That or the pizza. The pizzas aren't that good, but hey, I'm drunk. I'm assuming at this point.
You're drunk right now.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. No, but at a room service situation, I could see that.
Oh yeah.
The chicken tenders in the States are bomb in hotel rooms for sure.
Have you ever had any like particularly memorable chicken tender room services?
Oh yeah, I think every single time I've had it. I had room service last year. I stayed at this like chateau thing, and they had chicken tendies, and I ordered that. It was bomb. It's always so good. Also,
That's kind of your go-to whenever you go to tour, and then like you see room service. It's just like if they have chicken tenders, you're just like,
well, that's 100% what I do. That or like a burger. But
even a shitty burger is a good burger.
Yeah, but chicken tenders are always. I think room service, like when the food service. I don't know how to explain it, but for some reason the food's way better than it should be. I think just because it could be sent to your room. Mm-hmm. So
zero effort.
Yeah,
makes it better.
Chicken tendies though.
Mm-hmm. There's something beautiful about not having to do anything or work, and then it's just like getting served to you.
That's amazing. It's awesome.
What's one thing you can't live without?
Oh. Oh. I know. Hers is like her phone. Mine's like my mom and my dad.
No. Not safe phone.
Oh, I don't know. It would not be your phone. Things I can live without? Sheesh.
It should be even more not your phone.
Why? Wow, you really put us on the spot there. What could I not live without?
I would say flip-flops. Like sandals.
That's insane. Mm-hmm. What can you not live without? Honestly, my flip-flops, if I just didn't have them, I'd be fucked in life.
Or water. I feel like that'd be the biggest one.
I say my phone, not for personal reasons, but so I can contact my family, because I love my family. And
you make it sound like I don't love my family.
Just me loves my family. And so, no, my fam for sure. Don't know what I do.
Yep.
And that's the point. You kind of like take out your phone and we see the screen time. It's just like, is it really about the family or is it about something else here?
It might be something else, but
or Twitter.
No, it's family. I don't Twitter.
He doesn't Twitter. No.
And what would you rather go back in time or fast forward to the future?
Future. I used to be back in time gal. Now I'm a future boy.
I think future would be sick. If I had to go back in time, I would want to be like a teenager in the 60s, I think.
Ooh.
That'd be like an ideal time.
Oh, in my head, I'm thinking you can only go back in time and like in your own timeline.
Oh.
No, that's not the question she asked, but that's what I was thinking.
That's fine.
You'd be a teenager in the what time?
You'd go to the future in your lifetime? You'd skip ahead?
You'd be a teenager during what time period?
Like the 60s. Like, it's just like a lot going on.
Huge.
What's the most interesting part about the 60s that would make you want to be a teenager then?
AFK. I don't know.
A gay teenager in the 60s.
True. That would suck.
I don't know.
Being gay back then. Yeah, I don't know. Just Martin Luther King and just all of that happenings, it's crazy.
Yeah, well then I retract my answer. I want to go back in time where I was a cowboy. That'd be sick. Or like work at a bar during like the Western era. They're like coming in looking for bounties. I'm like, they're in the back.
You'd probably get shot though.
That's fine. Life would be quick, but also enjoyable. So
here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly. Dude, yes, you get it. That's actually I think our mantra. So nailed it.
Love that. And finally, it's a slightly cliche question, but what does music mean to you?
Oh, everything. Everything. It is everything. I think even when I'm like, oh, I don't care, it's there.
I think going back to the like when you're anxious question, music's like probably even more than running or any other thing. It's like the number one source of like just getting yourself out of that funk.
It's so powerful. Like
It's so
I never, besides maybe I guess love, that would like really like mess with your emotions. That is a huge one.
Mhm.
So we love making it, love everything about it. It is everything to us.
Do you find it more cathartic to listen to music or to write your own music?
I'll say write for you.
Yeah, writing
Listen
for me. It depends listening. If it's flow writer, we're in. But I think no, writing for sure. Writing's the best.
Yeah, well, that kind of wraps up all of the questions I have. Do you guys have any other concluding thoughts, any final super profound messages you want to get out there?
This is very profound. We have an EP coming out on April 23rd. It's called Room Service. Please check it out.
And order chicken tenders whilst we're at it.
And chicken tenders as well.
And
not ranch.
Tenders. Love your neighbor.
Yeah, love
Give
them.
someone a hug today.
Nope, it's
Tell them
COVID.
that's you.
No, maybe.
Wear your mask.
Do that.